Brittany told me about this tide pool that she went to that was really beautiful, but she went the wrong time of day. We wanted to go there for sunrise, so we had to start hiking before 5 a.m.
It's so dark.
It was the darkest I've ever seen it. First, we had to go down this long, dark trail. Then we saw this spicy danger noodle just a little bit further on the trail. And then we saw the moon. It was so pretty, but you know how iPhones are. Then the sketchy part started. We had to hike along this cliffside while huge waves crashed against the rocks. This part looked especially deadly. Frick, I broke my slipper and I got a little cut. I knew it was gonna be worth it, so we kept going and we found it. We made it before sunrise. The moon was looking down at us like, ooh, woo, have fun on your journey. Then the sun started to come up and the sunrise was so beautiful. Finally, it's time to get in the water. It was kind of shallow, but I decided to dive in. The water was so still, it felt like we were floating on nothing. This island is so beautiful and I'm so grateful for its many treasures. I could really stay and play here forever. Finally, it was time to leave, so we said goodbye, but we know that the secret beauty will always be here when we come back.
It's recording. Don't mess up the surface.
That was so sick. Oh my gosh. On my dive the other day, I found this fishing line stuck to a coral head. As a diver, it's my kuleana to remove as much plastic from the ocean as I can. It took a while, but I got all of it off. Then I saw something squiggling around in this hole. I put my finger in the hole and wiggled around, but nothing came out. Then I tried putting one finger in the front hole and one finger in the back hole. It was starting to work. I pulled the front finger out and just gave one more little deeku to the back hole. And then my friend Squirt the octopus popped out of the hole. Look at how cute he is. He's so tiny, I can't stand it. He's so small he can barely take up the space in the palm of my hand. I showed my friend Maddie and she was afraid to touch him because he was so small and perfect. Look at how cute he is. I can't believe it. We even went on a little swim together.
Is he sucking onto you?
just chilling. Put your mask on.
Talking on you though? I don't want him to float away.
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan. Hi.
After seeing stories of a massive party on the 4th of July on one of my favorite beaches, my friends and I decided that we should do a beach cleanup the next day. We got there early in the morning and started picking up trash right away. Finally, it was time to get in the water. First, I found these full bottles of adult beverages. What the heck? I thought that underneath the boats would be loaded with treasure like iPhones and Apple Watches, but at first, all we found was trash. So my friend's neighbor was telling us about a sunken city out in the ocean near their house in Hawaii. I had never heard of this, and after doing some research, I found out that the rabbit hole went way deeper than I could have ever imagined. The article I found from 1972 said that the US government gave this guy $80,000, that's about 500,000 of today's dollars, to try to create a floating city in the ocean. It's like they knew about global warming and that soon there'd be no more land to live on. We had a general idea of where it was, so we set out at sunrise to try to go find it. We had to get up so early, but it was seriously so beautiful, it was totally worth it. Anyways, back to the mission. We had to paddle almost 2 miles to this island that we heard the sunken city was off the coast of. This is honestly one of the most beautiful places I've ever kayaked. We kept going and I finally found it. It's so obvious, I can't believe I never saw it before. It's looking pretty derelict, but we're about to hop in the water and go explore. If you want to see what this thing looks like from underwater, like this video and come back later for part 2. I got a tip the other day about a sunken city in the water near my friend's house, so we paddled out and we found it. Now it's time to get in the water and see what this thing looks like that's been sunken here for almost 50 years. I was the first one to try to dive through. It's actually pretty dangerous because the whole thing is covered in fire coral. The passages are narrow, so I have to be careful, but I've squeezed through tighter holes, so I think I can handle it. If any part of my body touches this thing, I'll be in extreme pain for the rest of the day. I started to check out some of the sea life that was growing on it. I saw this coral that I'd never seen before. Oh, I guess he's shy. My friends were pretty nervous to swim through because of how sharp the coral looked, but my friend Shen finally made it. The water's so murky, it looked like he came out of nowhere. Brittany was really nervous, but after some encouragement, she finally went for it. I knew you could do it, Brittany. Good job. If you live here and I've inspired you to go try to see this thing, please remember to respect the structure because a lot of coral and other marine life lives there, and that the wind and current can be really strong in the bay. Have fun, be safe. Okay, bye.